Oh yeah, once you've had Rick-Rack, you'll never go back. The ultimate motorcycle luggage rack solution. Forget those messy straps and bungee cords. Go strapless with a Rick-Rack, quick attached luggage system and quality bag. Head over to lawabidingbiker.com/store. Get hooked up now. Hey, Bikeaholics, 03D has a wide variety of innovative products for your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Affordable chrome, lighting, and comfort products. These guys ride, support riders just like you. Head over lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of 03D products. Hey, Bikeaholics and listeners alike, the show is still going strong because of a lot of hard work and your support, of course. Thanks to all those loyal listeners and true friends of the show that have supported us or are supporting us. For less than a coffee a month, you can help support us too and put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank to make sure this show keeps moving on down the road. So, calling all law-abiding bikers, head over to our Patreon page and take action today. You can do so at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Oh, did I mention there's benefits too? From all your friends at lawabidingbiker.com, we appreciate each and every one of you. God bless and ride safe.
Welcome to the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and it's the best podcast because it's my daddy's podcast.
You hear that, Daryl? It's the best podcast
ever.
Because I'm your daddy.
Oh! Early on. That's what I'm talking about.
Straight up jab right at Daryl.
Wow.
First time.
Wow.
Break it in easy, please.
He almost knocked out his tooth.
That is right. That's right. Welcome back, Bikeaholics. This is the podcast. You freaking Bikeaholics, I should say. This is the podcast for the motorcycle majority, the Big MM, also known as the... Daryl, you got it in you? 99% is what you say.
Oops. I'm new.
99%ers.
You got to repeat after me. 99%ers.
99%ers.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what they are.
Right.
I think we have a line later, too. One of us, we got to get that.
Okay.
Right on cue.
Train wreck.
Total disaster.
Here we go.
roll.
That is right. By listening to this very podcast, all of you out there, you are part of what we call, whether you like it or not, you're part of this thing we call the biker revolution. That's right, large and in charge. We do have just one question for you before we get started. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? They're both.
I can't multitask.
The nice thing is,
What?
now that there's a camera directly on you,
You think you can see me?
they got to see the stupid look.
I can't hide over here. I'm trying to keep on this chat. Look, let's face it. I can't do both.
What he's supposed to say is, mount up. Let us take you on another wild ass ride.
But you're already
Where's my
going to say
script? Where's my script?
That was horrible.
Yeah,
Horrible.
we totally didn't practice our lines.
Intro. That's right. Ryan Erlacher here, your host of the Law Abiding Biker Podcast, and your...
High-tech redneck.
Hey, look at there.
Nice
You got it.
work.
And I just want to make a quick introduction, guys. That's right. In the studio for the first time. Not only his first time, wave at the camera. This here, everybody.
S-wave.
Oh, yeah. Elbow,
Yeah.
wrist. Yeah, get that in there.
This is Squid. That's right. Daryl Barnes. His first time in the studio. You guys are going to get to know him. If you heard the recent Reno trip podcast, Daryl got patched into the Soar and Few Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club, which we're all a part of, when we were in Reno. And he's part of the Big River crew up in Wenatchee. And so because he's called Squid, you can figure that out. And with the music in the background, if you can't figure it out, well, then ask somebody in chat what that all means. I think it's pretty obvious, don't you?
FNG.
And Michael says that you're very handsome.
You got to talk. Are we talking in chat so the listening audience knows later what we're doing?
Hey, don't get bossy.
Are you
over
in
there.
chat?
Yeah, I was trying to.
Okay. We're multitasking.
We are.
FNG. Oh, you put FNG.
No,
Justin.
but Michael Stevenson. I don't know if he was talking about my nipple or Daryl, but he said so handsome.
I think it's your glasses he was talking about.
It could be. I can see into the future.
We are live. We are live. Yes, and that is Oscar over there, of course.
Totally out of control.
We are. That's fun, dude, because we were saying we don't have a track. We're going to get off track. We don't have a track. Of course, Oscar right there on the studio. Give a wave, Oscar. There you go. So we've got an awesome episode for you guys. Our main topic, let me tell you real quick before we get started, that's going to be our main topic is Royal Enfield taking over Harley-Davidson. We've got some insight into this. We're going to break it down. It's going to be a fun episode. We're going to chat with you guys. We are live, lawabidingbiker.com/live. If you want to get hooked up with the live experience, the only way to do it is come when we are live. If you go over to that page, upper right-hand corner, email sign-up list. The only emails you'll get are when we go live with the huge button, time, date. You hit that button, you come right here to our YouTube platform. It's that easy. And then you can start live chatting with us and you can see us. We've got a multi-cam setup tonight that we haven't used before. So you get kind of two different views, and let me know in the comments if you guys like the old view of one camera, if you like the two camera setup a little bit closer and personal. I'd appreciate that feedback. So we can always go back to the old way if you want. But yeah, glad to have Oscar on the sofa and glad to have Squid right here. First time, he went big. Because a lot of guys, their first time, they do just a podcast. They don't actually do it live. They just do a recorded podcast. So he's live around the world doing it, and it's going to be in podcast.
But forever.
The ride here was awesome.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Let's start off with he wins the Hardcore Rider Award of the Century. I thought so. Jonathan Holland made some pretty distance rides, but tonight's ride in the crappy weather and the rain and near freezing temps, Daryl in the dark,
had to do it.
Damn, man, that's some. Those are gigantic cojones.
Yep. How long is the ride, Daryl?
Almost 2 hours.
So about 2 hours, it's raining and it's cold today. It's winter in our neck of the woods, guys. It's definitely turned for winter, but I heard a motorcycle arrive and I was pleased. This guy rides as everybody around Law Abiding Biker Media does, or who's involved with Sworn Few. That's what we do. We don't just talk about riding. We actually live the lifestyle, and we aren't afraid to ride in crappy weather and cold weather, and it's all about riding regardless of the conditions out. And Daryl, I think, is a good example of that tonight.
That's a next level shit.
Yeah. That is
totally next level
shizzle.
It is. I've ridden in some crap like this that sucks. Good for you. Good. I'm proud of you.
But now I have to make it home.
Well, that's right. Or sleep in the garage.
True that. You guys will get to know Squid. What's your name there in live chat, Squid, so everybody knows?
Spidermo443, and don't ask.
So, okay.
Wow. We need to split this podcast because we have to find out what that's about. Dude.
We do. Dude, we can't. Yeah, we'll just do this.
Okay.
Nope, we're not even going there, dude. We're not even going there. We're going to have
Red alert.
Red alert. We're going to have to bleep too much shit, dude. But so Spider Mo, whatever, that's
you'll figure it out.
You'll figure it out. That's Daryl, you guys. So chat up with Daryl, get to know him. He'll be on more podcasts. Of course, everybody that gets involved with Law Abiding Biker Media and Sworn Few ends up right here in the hot seat, and just more personalities, and everybody has certain experiences, that they can bring to the table, so to speak. And I see that we have a lot of patrons in there, and I really appreciate all the patron members in there for the live episode. And of course, everybody that's in there. You know what I don't have? And if you give me, do you want to sing a song?
I'll be home for Christmas.
Oh my goodness, dude.
You can count on me. Please have snow and some. Wait. Sometimes I add my own lyrics.
Or is it?
This is supposed to get you into the Christmas season.
Oh yeah. Because there's please have snow and
mistletoe.
Some attractive hoe. I
think that's Vegas.
Oh, yeah.
Correct. That's the Vegas
Christmas.
version.
Right. Sorry, I forgot. I totally screwed that up. I'm sorry.
Good call. You know what? All those patrons in there, we appreciate it. Bill Newman of Santan Valley, Arizona. Thank you. Rick Berwick of Penhold, Alberta, Canada. Brad Shaver, San Gorgonio, SFMC crew. He's down there with our SFMC crew. Perspective member right now, right? Yes. Simone. Brian Dooley of Clover, South Carolina. VRich 3773, we're not sure, and who that is. Michael England of Gatesburg, Maryland. That's right, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. You can get signed up, pledge a certain amount per piece of content. No risk to you. You can put a monthly cap, and there are benefits such as the private Facebook group, which is blowing up, and stickers and shirts, and up to premium videos up on request. And we just love our patron members. You can consider this episode sponsored.
Someone
by
called
those
us
very patron members. Yes.
Tone deaf.
Why?
I thought I sounded great. You sounded fantastic.
Oh, tone deaf when you're singing. Oh,
yeah, I'm tracking. Yeah. I don't know. These headphones must have ruined it.
I'm the best singer in my own mind.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that's cool, dude.
Let's announce this real quick before we get into our main topic again, guys. Main topic, Royal Enfield taking on Harley-Davidson. This is a new free video we try to announce all the time. It is Police Motorcycle Officer. It's a new cone pattern and training. It's called, I coined it, and Oscar will know what I'm talking about. Because me and Oscar, as you guys have heard in past episodes, we've talked about it, are both police motors officers assigned to police motor units for our full-time paying jobs. And then we do this on the side to try to serve the biker community. But we do a lot of training, and I actually set this training up, and there's a full video on it, guys. I'm not going to give you the URL because it's rather long. Just go to the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/, and whatever show this ends up being in podcast format later. And you'll be able to actually see the video, or you can search our YouTube channel for cone pattern or motorcycle police, that kind of stuff. I called it the Rhythmulator. And
it's real rhythm-like.
Real rhythm-like.
Yeah, I cursed that damn pattern.
And it was something new that I developed. And I got
you cursed in rhythm format, right?
I did.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the rhythm method doesn't always work.
That was a hard pattern.
That's how Oscar got all of his kids. He tried the rhythm pattern, dude.
Oh yeah. What are you gonna do?
I'm just saying, dude.
Sometimes I fall down.
Yeah, one for me. But it is, and it's a cool, and I got some really good shots of it, and I tell you guys in that video how to get it set up. Again, I say on the video, do not try it. It's highly, highly advanced. And it was something that I was really pushing our motorcycle unit, and Oscar trains, even though we're from different departments, we train together. And like Oscar said, it's a bitch. And until you get it, it can look really, really good. It can look really smooth. It can feel really good, and it can feel really, really crappy and make you look really, really bad too.
Yeah, like when you tip over and stuff.
Correct.
Yeah,
yes. Oscar
that's
may
so cool.
have tipped over a lot of times.
Yeah, a lot.
Until he was trying to get that pattern down. And some of our guys too. But I hope the video is fun for you, and it gives you some insight into police motor training and some of the limits we push ourselves to, and just what practice can do, because I practiced a lot, and hopefully that video's fun for you. And again, if you are an advanced rider, I give you all the in the video in the bottom. You can download the actual patterns that I set up, and it gives you measurements. It's a PDF document and all that kind of stuff. So that's just another free video among tons of our free videos on our YouTube channel. Mm-hmm.
The measurements for the smaller keyhole or the bigger one? Because we finished on the bigger one. We didn't.
It's for the smaller.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you have trouble on the smaller, just go out a little bit bigger.
You can always add to it, and I think I mentioned that in the deal that you could open it up if you wanted to. Of course, you could open that up. So, yeah, there you go. Chat's going good. All right, so here you go, guys. You may have heard lately some of the rumor mill if you've been surfing around the web, and I've got some opinions as usual, and I know the two gentlemen here that accompany me tonight have some opinions on this too. But let's just start it out. You heard about this. Let me pull up the actual article, and then I've got notes. Let's kind of give them. So here's the deal. I'll say that, and I think I said this at dinner, guys, and jump in anytime you want, Daryl or Oscar, Squid or Oscar. But I think I mentioned a little bit at dinner is, okay, everybody knows I like all motorcycles. We here at Law Abiding Biker Media, we support all motorcycles. Yes, we love American-made V-twin. I have no problem. We've ridden with lots of people with metric bikes, okay? Too, with Hondas and Kawasaki's, whatever. As long as your knees in the breeze. I don't care if it's a sports bike. I don't care if it's a cruiser, whatever. I just, each to their own. I don't judge guys off what they want to ride. I'm just happy that you're on two wheels and your knees in the breeze, as long as everybody rides with respect and that kind of things on the roads. Doesn't matter what bike you're on. If you're riding disrespectful, that's no good. But Harley is the big dog when it comes to the cruising market, okay? Especially in the United States, which we're going to talk about. We all know that. You don't have to like it if you're not a Harley guy. That's great. I don't dog other brands. A lot of people like to, they like to dog the big dog. Right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, never buy a Harley because it's Harley. I'm like, that's the dump. I mean, right. I'm not trying to be judgmental, but we hear that.
Correct.
Just because it's a brand. Well, fine. But, if something's no good, it's no good. But if something's okay, at least give it a shot.
But if they were no good, they wouldn't be here.
Correct. That's true.
They have some value here. People are buying them, no matter what. People are spending the $40,000, $50,000.
Well, therein
yep,
lies why we're here to discuss whether or not people are continuing to buy them. Oh, ooh,
very interesting.
That was an awesome lead-in. Like he knew.
That was a nice lead-in.
Yeah, he felt it in his loins.
You will never know what I feel in my loins.
Oh God!
I didn't say I knew. I said it like. Okay, just let it go. Just move on.
But yeah, Harley is the big dog, and when you're a big dog, and I'll refer it a little bit to Apple, and we talked about that at dinner. Apple's the big dog. Everybody's after Apple. They are. They have the industry. They're worth like $900 billion now. Whether you agree with that or not, it just is what it is. Whether you like certain products, whether you like Harley, they are the big dog. And anytime there's after the big dog, if Royal Enfield was the big dog right now, everybody would be talking about how Kawasaki is going to be taking over Royal Enfield and how Honda is going to be taking over Royal Enfield and Indian. The big dog is always the one everybody's after. Now, I make sure I said that Harley in the U.S. is the biggest motorcycle seller as far as sales. The Street Glide guys, I answer the question on YouTube all the time because guys ask questions and stuff, or they make kind of ridiculous comments here and there. The Street Glide is still the number one selling cruiser motorcycle in the United States, going on, I want to say like 15, 20 years, something like that. It is the number one. And I love road glides too. I'm just saying the Street Glide is a staple of Harley-Davidson. It's why they put so much stuff and development into the Street Glides, is because that is their number one selling cruiser motorcycle. They beat all other companies in the cruiser market. Look. It is.
What year did the Street Glide come out?
Look at everybody. Other brands copied the Batwing fairing. It's okay. I'm not saying that's bad. Honda copied the Batwing fairing. Kawasaki, Hardy came out with that. You know,
and
that like, particular.
How can I get my buck?
Right.
Let's see what they're doing and copy it.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yep. Put that mic right up. Yep. We want some modulation. Bring it in closer.
How do they get their buck?
Right.
They see what's working and they take it.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And that's the same. And, and without falling back on the smartphone market, but the same things are happening, when you have the leader, everybody else is trying to make something similar or trying to put their spin on it, make it a little bit better. Kawasaki's done that, so that's not a dog on any brand of motorcycle. So everybody is after Harley-Davidson. Mm-hmm. Is that fair to say? Do we want to lay the groundwork there?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So now that we've got that out of the way, for anybody who, is outside the Harley market, again, we support all. That's the newest thing and we see these articles, in my opinion, Oscar, I think you agreed with me earlier that, this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
You see these articles. I mean, 2 years ago it was, and now you see articles, Indian's going to take over Harley. Yeah. And whether you agree with that or not, I really don't care. You know what I like, Oscar and Squid? Here's the deal. I like a competitive marketplace. And although I am a Harley guy and I love my Harleys, I am okay with other companies biting at Harley's heels. In fact, the more the merrier, because all that does is drives down costs and drives Harley to up their game. And if nobody's chasing them, you're going to get the same old thing. That's why you're getting a lot of the new stuff on Harleys now. Mm-hmm. So go ahead.
That's why they went from bikes that you bought a Harley, it leaks oil.
Yeah.
And they didn't care because they knew that people were going to buy it.
Right. Good call back in the day.
Then Honda came out with Goldwing.
Right.
And quality. And Harley's like, I'm losing my market share. We need to up our game on quality control. And they start putting out decent motors.
Right. Yeah, it's very true. So yeah, that's a great analogy. And Harley with the boom box, we won't even get into that, but I'm just saying.
Let's not go there because I
went there. Well, I guess my only point on that was that they're trying to lead this industry, and they did it too soon. But they're trying to, in the new, vent in it, the new modern look. Mm-hmm. I mean, look at the new frames that they did, the new, the new Milwaukee 8. They know. They know Harley knows they're being chased. And clearly, and so to me, I want companies. I want it to be so competitive because that is exactly what happens and
it'll drive down the cost.
Exactly. It drives down costs and it drives up quality at the same time. Quality goes up by all manufacturers and cost goes down.
There's an interesting trend, and I was thinking about it this morning. So the Harley motor is getting bigger, right, as we go. So what's the 107 now? 17 something?
I don't know.
Because the
103
is a 1690. Anyway, the motor race actually started in the late 90s into the 2000s. In fact, Honda, when did the VTX 1800 first come out? In 04?
Oh, yeah.
Vulcan had a 2000. And so the race for the big motor came out. Harley stayed with the 88 through that period of time. And then everyone fell backwards.
Right.
Vulcan everyone's going back to smaller motors now, except for Harley is the only motor company thus far that is able to keep the big motor pattern alive.
Well,
which is pretty cool.
Well, they're battling with Indian.
That's right.
With their 116 or 118.
Talking the mic, straight in the mic.
116 or 118, whatever their comparable motors were.
Yeah, they're what is it? The 111 Thunderstroke.
Yeah, right. The 111 Thunderstroke. Yep.
And so they folled Harley into the big motor,
right. And then that started forcing Harley's hand, saying, "Hey,
right.
there's this competitor who's put on a bigger motor. We got to step up a little bit here,
But
we want to get that cost share."
No one else could do it. Everyone else tried. No one else could do it. Harley's pushing the big motor again, and they're successful. None of the other metric bike brands could
they're not even trying.
No, they quit. They gave up. They went backwards. I think the VTX is gone. And so Honda's that version of the Goldwing, which is a cool freaking bike. If I had enough money, I would have one of those. I'm sorry. The Goldwing Street Glide, dude, is a great bike. I love it. I just love it, dude. I would have it.
Really?
I love that thing.
What?
It is awesome.
Interesting.
It is an awesome bike, but
my own opinion, it's gay.
What? Yeah.
You know
what's it called? What's it called?
It's I can't remember the name of it. I looked at it the other day.
Okay, I won't pull it up. Then.
Gay fairy bike.
Oh, jeez.
It's sweet, dude.
Right.
I'll take all.
All right.
It's awesome.
You keep going there. Fairy.
All right, so here, give this, Oscar. So let's get right into it because we are on a time schedule. Why don't you give them a background, this Royal Enfield? If you guys aren't familiar with Royal Enfield, and I'm sure everybody in the community has a, let's see. This message is held. We're getting some messages held for review. I don't know how I have that set up. Let me see what it says.
Oh, from Michael Stevenson.
It's
just
just
F6B.
Yeah, what's that?
If the F6B is the model for that Harley or the Honda.
F6B. I'm showing some of these comments. I'm getting them there. Yeah, I don't know why it was doing that. Don't forget, guys, live, if you want to super chat, if you appreciate us taking our time on a Saturday night and all the research that went into these we're doing 2 episodes tonight, just 1 live here. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But if you want, you can super chat right in the bottom. There's a money sign. And your chat gets highlighted and it gets popped up there for everybody to see. If you want to donate a certain amount, it lets us know that you appreciate us, all the work that went into just getting here tonight and all the audio and electronics that I have to get to live stream and the stress I went through. I worked about 6 hours today getting this all set up. So yeah, if you do feel like super chatting, we appreciate it. I'm not sure if it's on Apple Mobile yet. I don't know if you'll see the money sign. I haven't looked because it's still in beta, but if you have Android or if you're on any kind of desktop computer, Mac or PC, you'll see the money sign down there for the Snap or the super chat. So why don't you give them a history, Oscar, so everybody knows what we're talking about. It's up here on your screen a little bit about Royal Enfield and what they're all about. Because you did some research. This was Oscar's idea.
Yeah, I caught a random article about Royal Enfield. I'm like, oh yeah, I've heard of them. They're cool, kind of old school bikes. So I was reading the article and it had to do with Harley and Royal Enfield. So I got on their website and I was looking up stuff, and it's an old ass company. They're actually the original, even older than Harley. They've been around since like 1901, producing bikes mostly in Europe. So I think it's an Indian. When I say Indian, company based in India,
correct,
where they have like a 98% share of the motorcycle market. They basically own India, but the short of it is they're a different class of bikes than Harley, more in the what do you call them?
Not cafe racer, but
I'm pulling up a picture of it for a visual.
I mean, that's what people would probably most associate them with, is the cafe racer kind of style.
Right.
But like the old Honda CB1100s or the CB750. The CB750.
Like my dad had.
Yep. That's the kind of category of bike they're in. And in Europe, in some of the countries in Europe, excuse me, in Asia where, traffic density is huge, these small bikes that get phenomenal fuel economy are real popular.
Right. You can carry a small cow on them.
And in some YouTube videos, maybe 16 of your cousins.
Yeah.
Because you can get a bunch of people on them. So not so popular.
Right.
But I remember Royal Enfield from like the World War II movies and World War I movies where they're big rifle guy, supplier.
The Enfield, that's the 1903 Springfield. That was a British 30 caliber? The Enfield?
I think so.
I can't remember.
That's what it was associated with, right?
Yeah.
The famed rifle.
Right.
Of the British Army, right?
They made motorcycles. I think that Harley, Ural, and Royal Enfield had bikes in the 2 world wars, or at least in the Second World War.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool.
Which means Royal Enfield, I don't know if you said it, if they're 1901, that's 2 years before Harley came on scene, 1903, right?
I think they're the oldest continuous motorcycle producer in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
It is. We forget, and we shouldn't do that because it's ignorance. But when you get, when you're in the U.S.
all you think about is the United States.
Correct. You totally forget that there's a manufacturer like this, Royal Enfield, that's just selling a shitload of bikes.
They sell a ton of bikes.
And when you're looking at population-wise, I looked up the population. I don't know if I put it in the show notes, of India. I think they're the third largest English-speaking country in the world. Their population is just trumps us. You know what I mean?
When you call customer service, it's typically going to India.
Right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Their population density. They're like 4 square miles. They have 16 billion people.
We have a super
bigger than that.
Chat.
Oh.
Jason Richardson. You guys see how that got highlighted? Thank you.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Jason Richardson. Point at that camera and say thanks. Thank you, Jason Richardson. Super chat, $10. We appreciate that. Lets us know you guys appreciate us being here tonight. So you were saying, Oscar?
Royal Enfield, old bike company, lots of bikes. Popular Europe, not so much the U.S. They have dealerships here, but what did the article said they had I don't know, not even 100 dealerships across the U.S. Maybe it was even less than that. But they're not real popular in the U.S., but they're super popular in Europe. And they're they followed after the 1960s British cafe racer, and they're still keeping that style.
Right, and that's what I remember from just that.
Right. Well, see, you show those pictures right here. Here's the 2 different models.
That's a cool bike, dude. I don't care
That's
what anyone
the Interceptor
says.
650. This is the Continental
there's
GT.
that cafe racer.
Yep.
If you guys want to look this up while you're watching live or if you're listening in podcast, we're looking at 2 different specific bikes we're going to be talking about that are competing with. So 2 of these bikes, we believe, Jason, are competing with. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So I not either of those 2 bikes, but they have what's the Bullet 500, and so I was reading about it, and in the Bullet 500 they talk about the the magnificent technology of fuel injection. So that's how retro this bike company is. It's 2017, and they're like, hey, fuel injection's really cool.
Oh my God.
But it's been around forever.
For 40 years. So if that gives you some insight into what their aim is.
Right.
In the US, it's going to be their novelty item, but a simple carbureted twin cylinder motor in Europe.
Is that what it is? So you look more in that. Yeah, it is. Look at how
India,
simple that thing is.
The side of your hut.
Yeah.
Rebuild your carb and get going again.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about it, temperature stable in most parts of India.
Yeah.
So you don't really necessarily need fuel injection. Carburetors are a lot simpler to work on. And so I get it. But that's how retro they are for you guys that have not heard of Royal Enfield or don't have the internet, because it's maybe not available in places.
What's the internet?
The interweb.
Oh.
Yeah.
So we are Indian. Yeah. Look at India, 1.3 billion as of 2016.
What was the
United
total?
States is like 750 million or something.
But we're like 25 billion times the size of India.
323 million in the U.S.
I overestimated.
That's all right. So 300. I know. Isn't that amazing though? That's how small it makes us look. You're talking about 1.3 billion compared to our 323. So when you're talking about bike sales, they have and if they're the biggest in those countries, they make Harley look small. Really, you know what I mean? Now Harley sells in those countries. Don't get me wrong. Harley sells bikes in all those countries, but a very small percentage of Harley sales are outside the United States.
There it's a novelty. Harleys are a novelty.
Yes, and we do have listeners in India.
Yeah,
I have been emailed by people that loving the podcast, and so they're again 3rd largest English speaking country. So, but they're not just India, but around the world, I should say. So we believe that that they're kind of competing, and this is the deal. This is why I think that we're specifically speaking about the Royal Enfield Interceptor INT 650 and the Continental GT 650. I'll have links in the show notes for you guys, or if you want to look it up right now, go for it. But those are the bikes that we're talking about. I believe that that's one of the reasons, because we've all seen recently the Harley come out with the 750 Street, right?
Or they're trying to get that, trying to market.
Right. And
the Urbanite.
I was wondering why. I mean, I shouldn't have wondered why, but here's a good argument of why. I just put links in the show notes for you guys if you want to see what we're looking at, those 2 Royal Enfield bikes in the live show notes there. But yeah, they're competing with, Harley's trying to compete now because they realize, okay, that's a part of a market we probably need to pay attention to if we're going to continue to sell bikes, over in other parts of the world, in India and things like that. If we want to compete with I'm not saying that's going to work. I'm saying my opinion.
I agree.
That's why Harley is coming out with some of these street. And I did a review on our YouTube channel, the Harley Street. So go ahead, Oscar.
Well, their whole deal, I've read several articles. One of their deals is trying to lure
the millennials.
Yeah.
Because you figure, what do you like? My first bike was a Honda Magna when I was like 19. I paid like $1,200 for it or something. It was a great bike. But so Harley's in a class of, hey, I finally made it. Now I'm 40 and I have a pretty stable job and a house and I can afford one. Because their bottom base model outside of the big twins is like $12,000. So they're appealing to a class of people maybe that wants to ride, that doesn't have $12,000 to spend on a base model bike. Right. Maybe they want to spend $5,000 or $6,000. So if you look at the Royal Enfields, they're pretty inexpensive for what you get for a basic bike that's still pretty cool. So that was one of their things, is to try and lure younger people into the Harley market, because I started on a Harley and they're trying to build brand loyalty from a younger base up.
Gotcha. So give them a bike that speaks to them at a young age.
Yes.
So that later they'll
move up to the big twin when they can afford it.
The post World War II era when guys were coming back and they'd go out and get their sporty Harley.
Right.
And as they got older, they would grow into the more touring bikes.
Right.
And we sort of lost a couple generations in between.
Right. Because they totally morphed into big ass bike. I mean, let's face it. It's a big, heavy bike. Even their smaller bikes, the Street Bobs and stuff, are still big bikes.
They're still heavy.
Yeah. So the 750 here, I think, is to get them into the younger market and start people in the Harley brand until they can, afford to get into the bigger bikes. I'm not paying attention to the chat right now because I really
guys.
can't multitask.
So, you can.
Well, I try, but I get distracted.
I'm pulling up the article right now. And
how long says millennials don't care about brand loyalty?
Yeah, I don't know.
And see, that's interesting, because our next episode we're going to do is kind of piggybacks, doesn't it, Daryl?
Yeah.
Right off this about Harley-Davidson, but we're not going to get into that. Right. I just wanted to say that's our next episode is about that kind of thing.
Right.
So I've got so let's say this. Let me say this, and I think I said it. So Indy only counts for around 2% of Harley-Davidson. I didn't mean to jump the track.
No, go. Yeah, whatever.
Sorry, Daryl, and it's a good comment. I'm trying to keep us from going down too big a rabbit hole on it. At the end, if we have time, I want to go down that rabbit hole, but I don't want us to go down that rabbit hole.
He wants to go down your hole later, is what he's saying.
I don't even want to be anywhere around your hole.
I don't know what you dirty.
Spin on a bike.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I'm talking about this. I don't know. We just need to get over it.
So, but it owns. So yeah, India only accounts for around 2% of Harley-Davidson total sales, but it owns 60% of the bike market in those areas, just to give a little bit of facts. So let's go to the actual article here.
Someone just called me fat. It's true.
It
is true. It's wintertime. It's time to, you have to stay warm.
I need that layer of fat.
Yeah, me too.
It's cold. It's cold where I work.
When I fall down, I just bounce back.
Yeah.
I forgot what happened. We got off track.
Oh. No, it's fine. We're good at that. So
yeah.
I think we need to probably do this right
mid-roll.
now. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Are you searching for the easiest and quickest detachable luggage system for your motorcycle? Rick Rack has just what you're looking for. Forget all those frustrating straps and bungee cords that can come loose and slap your paint. Check out one of Rick Rack's awesome quick attach strapless luggage rack systems. This father-son team designed something really special that you can't find anywhere else. Yep. And these guys ride, so they truly understand the needs of bikers. The Rick Rack Quick Attach system is strong, durable, and secure with a lockable system. Also, check out their full line of quality touring bags to accompany your quick detach system. Once you use a Rick Rack, you'll never go back. What are you waiting for, Bikeaholics? Head over to the Law Abiding Biker store and check out our full line of Rick Rack systems and bags. That's lawabidingbiker.com/store.
Oh, that's what that is.
You want to try this commercial or not? Anybody? I'll do it.
The light is...
You don't even know. Hey, Bikeaholics, searching for new and exciting motorcycle products? 03D has just what you're looking for. Check out their wide variety of innovative products for Harley-Davidson motorcycles. 03D's got your back. That's right, with chrome, lighting, and comfort products, no modifying, cutting, grinding, or welding for a super easy installation. Yep, that equals less time installing, more time riding, guys. 03D has a design team with over 40 years experience. with a passion for design and innovation. These guys are bikers and care about bikers just like you. They pride themselves on great customer service. Got a question? Get in touch with them via email, sales@zero3d.com, or give them a call, 715-808-0027. Zero3D is distributed in the U.S. by Drag Specialties, in Europe by Part Zodiac, Europe and Zodiac, and in Asia by Twin Arc. Check at your local Harley dealership. Ask for Zero Parts. Better yet, Bikeaholics, head over to the Law Abiding Biker store, lawabidingbiker.com/store. Check out our full line of Zero 3D products. That's right. Big Daddy Kane and Grunt, who run the Law Abiding Biker store, I know for a fact because I saw pics of an ass load of Zero 3D stock that they have shelved up, ready to go to you guys. And by buying in our store, of course, you're helping support this platform so we can do more things like this, providing you guys with hopefully useful and entertaining content. Infotaining, informational and entertaining.
Were you expecting a response over here?
No, I was not. I was just looking at you. Like,
oh, yeah. Like, what the hell are you doing or something?
Right.
I think
Like,
you tried to toss it and we just sort of didn't catch it.
No, it's not the first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll happen again.
so let's go on to this article. And then you guys can, do you have anything else to say up to this point, Oscar, about the market and kind of where there are? And then we're going to kind of lead into why some of these people would think that, that wrote this article, which is clearly a biased article, and that's fine.
I thought that was totally neutral reporting. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Completely neutral. Clearly somebody that is a little bit biased, but
a little bit.
And we'll talk about whether that is plausible for Royal Enfield and our beliefs, and we'll get a little bit more our opinion based. Okay, so Royal Enfield is owned by Indian car manufacturer Eicher Motors, and completely owns the mid-size 250cc to 750cc bike market with a 95% share. In fiscal 2017, which ended last March, it sold some 666,000 motorcycles, plans to produce some 950,000 next year. All right. To put that in context for you guys out there, Harley-Davidson sold 260,000 bikes last year and is expected to sell 250,000. So there you go. Royal Enfield, 666,000 to Harley's 260. But again, it's 260,000. We have to keep that in perspective. We've already led up to that about the different markets in different parts of the world.
And the per capita. I mean, if we broke that down per capita, it would be a math problem I couldn't do in my head, but it would be closer. It wouldn't look so bad.
Looking at the value of the bikes. I mean, yes, they're selling 3 times the number of bikes.
Oh, see, good
But
call.
we start looking at the cost. They're probably a third of the cost of
Right.
the average Harley-Davidson model.
Which makes them move faster.
Right.
Right? Is that what you're getting
Yes.
at?
So you can sell more bikes.
And when you have 1.342 billion people to sell bikes to,
That's a lot of butts.
that's a lot of
That's just
butts.
one country.
Yeah.
That's just
That's one neighborhood.
India. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
one neighborhood. Yeah, no doubt. So in fact, Royal Enfield sales are equivalent to the global sales of Harley-Davidson, KTM, BMW, Triumph, and Ducati combined.
That's insane.
It is insane when you think about it.
Yeah.
So that's no joke. That's to put it in perspective that they're not a joke of a company. They're and you don't hear about them around here that much.
No.
We'll get into that. Maybe other cities, our particular area, you just don't see them or hear about them.
I don't know if I've seen one on the road in Washington.
I've seen a couple. There's one guy that rides around our area. I've seen him on it before.
That's kind of cool.
And it looks uncomfortable as hell. I'm just going to say, because
they're not made for,
they are not.
2 or 3 or 4 or 500 mile days.
You're not going to ride your Royal Enfield to Sturgis. You could if you were 20.
Yeah, right.
18.
That's more of the Southern California,
Yes.
Florida.
Yeah.
Yep. I tool my bike 10 miles to work.
Right.
That's
Commuter
the market.
bike.
That's a commuter bike.
Yeah.
Okay, the 750, Harley 750, that's the introduction into the commuter urbanite bike category.
The Harley 750 Street.
Yes, and that's where Royal Enfield is starting, is that market.
I don't want to own a car market.
Right. Yeah, that is, I couldn't have said it better myself. Good way to use your words.
Well, if he'd use his words
Good job,
into
Daryl.
his mic, it would be helpful too.
Oh, yeah, no one heard that.
Working
Did
on
you?
it. I'm still new.
Yeah, I know.
Totally blew that.
It takes everybody a couple episodes. I
one of the greatest
I got to
quotes
stay on
of all
you
time.
because Matt has to edit, and it's difficult.
And he also likes when we go,
And smacks your lips a lot. Yes. Live chat's blowing up. I appreciate you guys being in there.
they are.
And they just started a whole conversation on their own, and that's awesome. Says the Love Seat Bug Slide. Chad Bray, awesome bug slide in our store, guys. Yep.
Well, you missed the up above that. because I said what happens on the love seat. Because someone made a comment. It's fine. It's been ongoing for a while now.
Oh, that's the get sticky, messy.
Yeah, but Bug Slide keeps all that off. I mean, you can Bug Slide pretty much everything.
I like it.
Yeah,
true that, dude.
And it smells nice.
It does smell very nice. We're off track again.
It does smell nice. I'm not going to lie to you.
Urbanite commuter market.
So in fact, so according to reports, the new Enfield motorcycles will be priced at around 300,000 rupees. Did you bring some rupees tonight there, Squid? Give me all your
in my back pocket.
Hey, let me get my gun. I'm going to rob you of all your rupees. Give me all your rupees.
Doesn't sound like rupees are worth a whole lot in U.S. currency.
Not so much. Not so much.
So 300,000 rupees is about $4,600 US versus 500,000 rupees. I like saying rupees.
It's kind of a cool word.
It is kind of.
It's kind of. It's like the word nipple.
Oh, geez.
Oh, sorry.
You had
I told you it was coming later.
I'm going to turn. I'm going to turn that camera off, dude.
Dude, Daryl needs to be on
blur
TV.
it out. A little blur, post production edit.
Here, look at this. This is a cool comment. Harry Rosenfield in live chat. My wife won a Street 500, traded it in and my 2010 SG Street Glide for a 2016 CVO Street Glide. Nicely done.
That's called a businessman right there.
Yeah, nicely done. Yeah. That's what I would have did too.
Yes.
We did a YouTube video on that Street 750 and sometime back when it first came out, and it's definitely it doesn't feel like a Harley. Totally, but I get what it's for.
Yeah, it's something different.
We shouldn't compare it to a regular Harley, right? It's unfair.
It's right. It's a different market
because it's a whole different market on that. So, versus the 500,000 rupees for a Street 750, I'm not going to do that math in my head, but if you're talking, double that, 300, 500,000. 6,000, 7,000, something like that. US, while that alone would make it a competitive alternative, Enfield has about 700 dealerships in India, whereas Harley has just 30.
That's crazy.
One hell of a commission. That's a good commission.
Oh, yeah.
When you think about that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
That employ a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Enfield, and so, let's see, Harley has 30, meaning that it would take very few Enfield sales at each of the dealerships to outstrip Harley sales. Interesting. Any comments on that, boys, before we move on?
No, but a comment from
go see that's what we need to get some of the comments in.
Yeah, from the chat that Royal Enfield at this point doesn't have any dealerships here, so support for them would suck. I mean, you know what I mean? Like
I think they do have dealerships in the U.S.
A few, but where do you have to go? Probably Bellevue. There's got to be a Royal Enfield dealership in Bellevue.
Let's see. Let's look it up. Let's look
You're
live.
not going to be calling your Royal Enfield dealership like you can your Harley dealership.
Yeah, well,
hey,
this is
my
true.
water pump blew out. Can you come pick up my bike?
Right. Yeah, you're going to have to go wherever. Can I ship my 500-pound bike there? UPS, come get my bike. Take it to the Royal Enfield dealership in L.A. There's got to be one in L.A.
So Washington. I'm going to Royal Enfield dealerships near me on their website.
There's one in Bellevue. It has to be.
It's in Seattle, Washington.
Close enough. That's
so
all
Aurora Avenue. And there's a telephone number here, Triumph of Seattle.
Probably
on
not
Aurora?
a good part of town.
No.
I'm thinking.
Why would it be on Aurora? Yuck. We had some West Side people in the chat. Anyone been by there, or is it in a nice part of Seattle?
Not speaking bad about Aurora, but Seattle is, one of those places.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yes, I agree. Keith French in chat says Michigan has 2 dealers. So they are around in the U.S., but definitely, like I say, I've literally seen one.
Bike.
And I ride motorcycles for a living every day.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of area, and so do you.
Yeah,
you see more area than me.
Yeah.
Because you're out in the county, and we just don't see them in our areas. Again, I think you may have alluded to it in Oscar, that it's probably the big cities, commuter, 5 miles, 10 miles to work through the city, cafe, go to Starbucks, kind of deal.
It's the Royal Enfield's a novelty here. So it's someone who's specifically looking for a Royal Enfield. Because you can make a cafe racer out of dang near anything.
Yeah. It's a niche market.
Hey, that's the next lab project.
Market.
We can take my Ultra Limited and make it a cafe racer.
Let's do it, dude. That could be the next lab video.
That's kind of cool.
Only if you ride it in chaps.
Oh, yeah.
Like chaps and nothing else.
Nothing else.
Okay.
With your nipple showing.
Oh, yeah. There'll be more than my nipple showing if I'm riding in chaps and nothing else. It's a different time. Different time. Can we move on now? Thanks.
Yes, we can.
You're welcome.
Let's move on to the article. And actually, I got to scroll down here to find that. We love our patrons. We absolutely love our patrons. You know, we want to see them. We want to get to know you. That's why we love our patrons. You get in the private Facebook group. We get to know you and all that. But you know what? If you can't become a patron for whatever reason and you just want to give a flat donation, well, we never balk.
Whoa. Wow, out of
donation.
nowhere.
Wow.
Peter Wolfson of Chichester, West Sussex, UK, donated after asking a Boombot question. You can donate when you ask us questions. That's right. Keith Brand of Seattle, Washington. Hey, look at there.
Hey,
Carl
cool.
Jacobs. Yep. I'm not sure. Thomas Pellicati of Bridgeport, Pennsylvania. Michael Trapani of, we're not sure where. William Bray of Skipperville, Alabama. Thank you. lawabidingbiker.com/donate is how they got there, and they just left us a flat donation. And again, we would never balk at that, Oscar. That's how people want to support us. But don't you agree? We would rather, if they can, become patrons.
Absolutely.
Because then you get benefits, you get T-shirts, and you get into the private Facebook
so
group.
much comes up on that Facebook page. It is so cool.
That private page is
It's awesome. It is awesome.
Daryl's in there. Yep. Squid's in there. And I have a little surprise. We're going to try to do some more patron stuff. I'm not going to tell you yet till the end of this live because we're actually doing 2 episodes tonight, guys. And sometimes if we see enough super chats, we pump through and do both live. I'm not going to get any further than that, but I
thought my nipple was the surprise.
That was a surprise. That's why we
surprised me.
That's why I just want to tell you, the night I'm scrolling through chat here, the very night that you showed your nipple, we only have 1 super chat, bro. So
yeah, but it was a big one.
That's the worst super chats we've ever had. So please do not show your nipples anymore, dude.
They're only worth.
I think it was just culture shock.
Actually, show
could be.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
They apparently don't want to super chat your nipples, dude. Do we get?
Who would have known?
Do we get?
Who would have known? It could have gone either way.
DDA Ohio says, "Do we get to see more nipped?" I think you meant nipple. I don't know, but yeah, guys. So let's get back into our article here. So soon, Royal Enfield may also make a play. Here's where we get into the U.S.
Yep.
A play for the U.S. market. The dealer situation here is the reverse. With Harley-Davidson having around 700 dealerships, now we're reversing it, 700 dealerships, and Enfield having just a few dozen in the U.S. and Canada. That said, Enfield's bike could strike a chord with the emerging domestic motorcycle buyer. I think we've said some of that already. It's a well-publicized fact that Harley-Davidson's core customer has become something of a dying breed. I don't agree with that. Our next episode that we do is going to be talking about that. I disagree with that, and I have reasons for that. So this article is biased. I don't think that there's evidence of that to an extent. I think it's overplayed. People saying that. I think it's overplayed.
I agree.
Then again, I'll in our next episode that talks about Harley and that particular subject, I'll give my opinions on that. I don't want to go down that rabbit hole. The middle-aged male, here we go, just isn't buying the same number of bikes as he used to. Instead, young urban riders, to an extent, I agree, many of whom are women, are the key demographic to motorcycle growth. Now, this is an opinion by the person that wrote this. Although the Street 750 and the 500 are tagged toward this new rider, Enfield's strength here is in the 500cc bike at an attractive price point. We've talked about that. Now, it is introducing its new Himalayan 401cc bike aimed at those who want to ride trails and dirt tracks. Did you get take a look at this?
Yes.
I think I put a link in the show notes. I'm going to go ahead and pull it up just so we have it here.
Melinda Cash says,
women are buying dual sport, right?
Buying touring bikes too. So the whole thing that women are buying little tiny bikes is BS.
I agree.
Came from the chat.
Yeah, Melinda, thanks for being in chat. Thanks for speaking up.
That thing looks cool, and I would own one of those.
It does look cool. I think before I own that, I would own another brand, honestly.
What would you...
sport touring. I think there's better sports tourings than this.
That's like an adventure. That's adventure bike.
Adventure. I should say
like an
sports
enduro
touring.
bike.
Yeah, it's a
no.
sorry.
Oh, dude, do not tell adventure bike people they're enduros. They get very angry. Sorry, adventure people out there for Daryl's misaligned comment. He didn't mean it.
Maybe I did.
Oh, jeez. Here we go. Don't get mad at Daryl.
Controversy.
We're already beating him up on talking to his mic, slamming him on a live episode.
This is an emerging market. The adventure bike market is continue to expand.
But there's other manufacturers that have been in the game a long time that make some quality stuff.
But look at the Himalayas are in India.
Correct. Yes.
That bike's
the name.
I know. That's what I'm saying. How could anyone could know more about adventure bikes than a bike named the Himalayan?
Yeah, it's true. You're right.
I mean, if you think about it.
It's great marketing. Mm-hmm. I agree.
That's so. Man, good job, bro. I can't say it real fast. I haven't been drinking at all. Just water.
Yeah.
Mixed with.
Wouldn't you like to know?
Nah.
Melinda's getting spunky. I like it. She says bullshit LOL in there. I like it. Look at that.
Yeah.
Melinda Cash.
Big girl.
I only buy big girl bikes. LOL.
Good for you.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking
girl. Like it. Okay. So, let's when arguing recently, when we're arguing recently that Harley-Davidson should make a bold move of acquiring ATK motorcycles.
Wow.
If you guys aren't familiar with that, we're going to talk about this in our next episode a bit more about this, some of these issues. Harley-Davidson is looking to buy out some companies. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole too far, but they are thinking about, and I know they've bidded on. I think they were bidding on Ducati too.
Yeah,
which is an interesting. Again, we could go way off track on that.
Yeah, wow.
So I want to stay on track on this episode. You'll have to listen to the other episode for that.
They're trying to pollute the. Never mind. Okay, I'll stop. Yeah, I'll stop.
The only U.S. manufacturer of dirt bikes. I noted that it's from this market where young riders get their first taste of motorcycling, and it is. They will eventually be upgrading to a street bike Harley sales. So what he's saying basically to clean that up is maybe Harley-Davidson is trying to acquire ATK, which makes dirt bikes, so that Harley can make a dirt bike to give or get youngsters like Oscar alluded to, kind of like the 750 Street and 500 Street. They also the dirt bikes, so they can get those brand loyal customers to ride their first Harley-Davidson dirt bike. And then when they get older into that demographic, they can buy because a brand that they already know, right?
I don't
remember when.
That's the worst business model I've ever heard, but
I don't know that it is.
Yeah, but those two, they don't even come close. I mean, dirt bikes, and I rode a Honda and I rode a Yamaha dirt bike. And
I know where you're going too. I see it from both sides.
I don't know. I don't think they already had the original flat tracks.
Yeah, but that's a way different style of riding. I mean, you're not going to go out and hit the trails on a flat tracker.
I know, but the flat tracker's was Harley's foray into kind of dirt bikes, and everyone knows the XR is flat track bike. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
you can take it in XR. Well, not the way they're building them right now.
Squid just shut you down. Go ahead.
Damn it! No, he didn't. He might have a little bit. Good job. Give me some love. I don't know. I don't know if I just don't. I don't see that. I don't know why they would do that. Leave dirt bikes to dirt bike people. I guess, or they're gonna. I mean, they buy ATK. And then what? Rebrand it? Why would you do that?
Yeah, they would rebrand it towards
Harley dirt bikes.
Harley dirt bikes, I guess. And then the
young
gonna tank kid gets a Harley dirt bike, and when he gets older, and he's an old fat guy like you.
My first $15,000 dirt bike.
What's in chat, Squid?
So
thanks for monitoring that.
Jeffany says they tried that during the AMF years, and it didn't work.
True, and that's another good argument. Thanks, right from chat. Who was that?
Jeff and T.
Yeah, very good. Thanks for bringing that up in chat. It's another good point, and it's the other side of that argument. You know, they tried that before. But I will tell you, again, without getting down that rabbit hole and sticking on Royal Enfield, Harley's looking to make some moves. They do need to. They got to stay the big dog. You don't stay the big dog by staying stale.
They're trying to diversify their portfolio.
Correct.
But sometimes, I don't know. I think they're in the right track already with the Rushmore project and the new 107
That
bikes.
was part of it too. The Rushmore project was kind of the beginning of all this, where they really had to ramp up their game, and they knew it.
But it's like when you play baseball, well, don't go play football. Who cares? Right? Play baseball. Just play more of it.
Yeah, but they want to be big guy on the whole block.
They have to. They have to
in their driveway.
They have to get introduced to markets. You have to get their product introduced to markets. So. Again, we're going to talk about a little bit more of that.
You're not. We're going to argue.
You're not taking your ultra limited to the dirt roads of India.
That's true. That's true. But they're not bringing their dirt roads here.
True that.
But they are moving here.
Well, true, and they're buying our ultra limiteds because we have roads and stuff here, not chickens and.
Oh my god!
I know. I'm just making a generalization. It's probably not true at all. But
shut down.
I know. We have pavement and stuff here, not narrow, tiny little roads. I'm just saying, damn it.
Harley-Davidson,
look over there,
has said it wants to cultivate young riders, and it wants to bring 2 million new riders to the Harley brand. But now with Royal Enfield entering the market, it seems to make it more imperative that the iconic biker maker move soon. The U.S. heavyweight motorcycle market has been declining for several years now. As the industry leader, Harley-Davidson has felt the impact most, and I agree with some of this. With the Indian market set to explode even further over the next few years, Harley may have a committed competitor in more places than just at home. So let me say this. All right. Let's see. What do we got
There's
here?
some assumptions made there that I don't know if they're true or not.
So hold that thought.
Okay.
I want to do that
Yes,
right
sir.
there, dude. Yes. That's right. Don't get stranded, Bikeaholics. Get hooked up right now with our Cruise Tools RTH3 roll-up travel toolkit for Harley-Davidson and American-made V-twin motorcycles. Why get stranded and have your bike towed over a small repair like get stranded somewhere in India on a dirt road with chickens, as Oscar would say? All you need is a Cruise Tool RTH3. That's right. This quality-made toolkit has everything you need for a roadside emergency repair. That's right. Tested and used right here by the Law Abiding Biker crew. Yep. It's got our stamp of approval. Get it already. The Cruise Tools RTH3 kit. We brought it right to the Law Abiding Biker store for you. lawabidingbiker.com/store. Nothing but 5 stars reviews. Thank you, everybody out there. We also have a lesser kit in the store if you can't quite spend that much. Has a few less tools, but still an awesome kit. Big Daddy Kane and Grunt. That's right. Run the Law Abiding Biker store. They have it in stock right now, ready to ship to you. So go, Oscar.
For what?
Well, I said hold your thought right there. Do you not? Did I not say that?
He held the thought and then flushed it.
I think I let it go. I didn't know it was going to be that long.
Dude, I can rewind this video. I said, hold that thought right there. Oh my God, this is horrible. I'm so.
Oh yeah, okay. There's some assumptions there.
You see?
Okay, I remembered.
That's what happens when you get
I don't
old.
remember what happened
But
after
the
that.
assumptions are, so we just came out a little rough spot with the economy from 2008, 9, and sales were down throughout all markets.
Sure.
So now we're seeing the uptick in sales, and you have the media pushing, Harley is losing, but they're not. It's the media pushing the false narrative.
Well, yes, I agree.
Fake news.
Fake news.
That's what I'm saying.
happens.
There's plenty of it. No, I agree. It's a false narrative. I agree with you.
The other
Right?
thing is,
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, they want to make some controversy.
Correct. And we opened the episode with this. I'm gonna add on to what you just said, stack on it. That's what I said opening up is they're the big dog. This has been going on for years. These people write these controversial articles, try to drum up stuff that's bigger. It looks bigger in the industry when it's not as big or critical as. Do they make some point? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. They're the big dog. People do it to Apple. I mentioned that too, and other big companies, Yeah, you got to do something to try to stir up support for
and
your
Harley
product.
They coming up there over the next 10 years, like 20 new models they've been advertising to get to millennials. They want to get a smaller bike to get more market share.
Right.
I'm good with that. But the next big assumption is that they have to build brand loyalty from a young age, and I don't think that's true. I think what you're saying is more applicable. They need to reach out to a different market, maybe, but they don't need to build the 750 to get people to be Harley brand loyal. People are already Harley brand loyal, or they're not. So you're going to get into just a different market. Amen. Okay.
Well, I started out on sport bikes, and now I love my large bike.
Right.
Large
Right.
and in charge.
But because you buy a street 750 doesn't mean you're going to buy the next B-twin. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I
get
see
it.
that.
I get it.
I don't know if I don't know. Does it really work that way? I had a Yamaha dirt bike, and then I had a Honda street bike. Now I've had on my second Harley.
Right.
I mean, Americans in the big bike market, we're brand loyal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I didn't come from a Harley, so I don't know. I don't follow that line of thinking.
I just wish that one of you had the courtesy to pet
Dude,
the law-abiding biker dog, Buddy,
we've
who's
been-
laying
we've
him.
been
Have you-
petting
okay,
him.
I haven't been watching. I don't know, dude.
Dude, you need
All
to.
right.
We've been giving
I'm just
Buddy
saying.
love,
All right.
and
What happens on the love seat with Buddy stays on the love seat.
And you guys out there, that is Buddy, the studio dog. He
Yeah.
loves podcasting. I'm serious. Like, he knows when we're going to podcast. He knows I'm setting up the studio. He doesn't come up here all the time, but he knew I was setting up the studio. He knew I was plugging in cords. I kid you not. And he was already laying on that sofa. He loves podcasting, straight up. That's right. You saw it here first. Buddy, the studio dog. All right, chat's blowing up. We're going to keep going. We're going to wind this thing down here in a second. I'm just going to say,
That's a cool bike.
The Himalayan. Now,
Yeah.
I'm looking at these bikes, and if you guys, I put links in the notes. And I did start too when I was 16, 17. I had a Honda sports bike, and I rode a Katana. Remember that? Remember Katanas?
No, yeah.
Had one.
Didn't we talk
Had
about that?
one.
Me and you talked
Had
about that,
one.
didn't we? Yeah.
Yep.
Had the Katana. That's taking it back. That's taking it back for all you guys out there. I rode a lot of different bikes, and I didn't get into a Harley till I was a little bit older. So, I don't know if there's something to that. But when I was young, I knew about Harleys, and that's taking it back. And I knew about Harleys, but I knew that wasn't even in my game. I
couldn't write the check.
I didn't even and I never even knew it. I just knew because I talked to people like that was not something that I could ever afford, not as a teenager. So I got a cheaper sports bike, that I could afford to get 2 wheels. That's why I support all motorcycles. Everybody's at a different place. Not everybody can afford certain bikes, So, so I don't know how much there is to that. It wouldn't have mattered. Would it have mattered back then if Harley made a 750 Street when I was 16 or 17? Would I have bought a Harley instead? I don't know. That wasn't available back then.
Right.
So you see what I'm saying? I'm arguing both sides of that.
Yeah, no, I'm
so
with
there
you.
is would that have allowed me, a poor high schooler working a job going to high school, to be able to, because my parents didn't buy me it. We was too po. We was po. P-O.
Yes, you can leave out the P and O. I was just that poor. We couldn't even pour the letters. It was the blank page. All right.
We were poor, man. So I don't know. Would I have been able to get into that market? Would they have allowed me, and then I would have had a Harley instead of us? I don't know. What do you think about that?
It wouldn't have changed anything because you're on a Harley now. You would have just maybe,
but they would have got my money back then instead of Honda.
Yeah, maybe.
See what I'm saying? They would have got my
I
Honda.
think the price point would have been better when I was younger. I would have bought a Harley, but there's just no way.
But it's not what we're thinking of as a Harley. That's the problem. It's not a Harley. I mean, it is, but I don't know.
And see, and this is going to be for the next episode. It is. This is good stuff because we're going to rehash some of this.
Yeah.
You guys can get an idea what the next episode's going to be about these very issues, and some people making some claims that Harley's losing their market and everybody's going to die and they're never going to sell them on another motorcycle. But let's talk about this real quick before we wrap this up. I'll just tell you my opinion on these bikes. I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the Continental GT650 Royal Enfield, and we're not going to look at that one. We're going to look at this one, which is the Interceptor 650 Twin. Okay, these guys are selling a lot of bikes. This is exactly what you would see in India. No offense. That's
true.
Okay. These are simple. These are, to me, these are, honestly, and I'm just saying it, I'm just throwing it out there. Would I have one? Sure. If I had extra money to throw around, I think it would be fun for Law Abiding Biker Media to throw one in the shop and work on it.
Yeah.
I think they're kind of shit, honestly. They're cheap for a reason. They're $4,600 because there's nothing to them. They're a little bit bigger than an electric bicycle. Okay. Look at it. And please don't hate me if you have a Royal Enfield. I have no problem. That's your choice. I'm just saying, they're cheap. They can sell a shitload of them. They're a mass market, cheap, but there's no electronics on them. It's got an old speedometer. It's not going to be comfortable. It's mid controls.
But think about it. Hold on.
And I get what it's
like
for.
You're going the wrong way. Well,
What'd you say?
It's like a Yugo.
Wow. Yeah, exactly. I'm just saying.
But think about it. It's going the other way. It's going the other way. Back to what motorcycling was before all the technology and shit. That's my 84 Magna.
You're not riding that anywhere.
A speedometer.
You're riding that around town. I ride motorcycles because I want to see country. I want to cover miles.
But for an urbanite bike, you jump on it, shows you a speed limit.
Yes.
That's
I get for that purpose.
That's it.
But I just say, look at it. It's cheaply made.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
It's the bare minimum. It's the bare minimum to get you.
The minimalist.
And
it is.
And it's not American.
And not American.
Littering and.
Not American made. Littering and the seat is crap. It looks like
that is a CB 750.
It's horribly uncomfortable.
78 CB 750.
Yes.
Maybe an 82.
Right, and they were horribly uncomfortable.
Rode on the back with
even
my dad.
as a young man. Did you?
Oh yeah,
attaboy.
We fell off. It was awesome.
Did you?
Oh yeah. He had just washed it and took me for a ride. We went for a ride. All right. Right down the street.
Oh my God, dude. How old were you?
Oh God, I remember I was 9 years old. It was 1981.
Wow. People say you're doing a good job. I said, Squid's doing a good job. And everybody said you're doing a good job.
He has done an excellent job.
For your first time. I mean, good God. He's even getting the mic down now, you see?
You beat me enough and I started figuring it out.
He sounds awesome now. I mean, it's just a totally different world.
I just kept doing the whip right there. Just getting the mic.
I have scars. Scars.
Dan Jaffer says that he considers Royal Enfield a gateway drug.
Nice.
Well put.
Patron Dan
put.
Jaffers. Longtime supporter and patron Dan Jaffers. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
and Jeff says it's like a Ural. It'll be a niche market.
It is. In the U.S., I just don't.
I don't.
It's not going to take Harley.
No, not even close.
Let's just wrap it up, okay? Because we got about 6 minutes. But it's. I don't. My opinion, it's not going to take Harley. It's not going to compete with Harley. Is it going to take some young riders? Yeah, but like I say, those young riders weren't buying Harleys anyways. The 750 Street's available. Honestly, if I had to pick one of those, having ridden the 750 Street, I would pick the 750 Street. I think it's a better bike. It's a little more expensive, but if I'm going to go in that kind of market, I'm just going to buy the 750 Street. I think it's got more to offer than this bike. These are stripped down. I mean, basically a frame, bolt a motor into it, put a gas tank on it, and a throttle and a brake, and right. I mean, that's how they can sell them so cheap, and that fits their market over there.
DDA Ohio in the chat says that these bikes are moving because of price point.
Correct.
Because they're cheap.
It gets you on a motorcycle, and I am all for that here at Law Abiding Biker Media, guys. I'm all for getting everybody, regardless of what financial situation you're in, at least get on a bike.
You can grow a family on these things. You can, family, goats, cows.
They do. Yeah, they have pictures of
yeah. I don't know. I mean, would I buy an?
I think it'd be fun to screw around with, basically.
Yeah, here it's going to be niche here for 20 years. I don't know.
It'll be there. It's that small segment of the market,
right? Yep. Exactly.
In the cities, like you say, commuters in certain big cities, populous cities.
The Starbucks.
It's you're kind of making a statement. Kind of making a statement with it.
I'd have a whole garage full of different bikes, and that one would be in there. And I would. The Bullet 500 would be in there, dude. I love that bike.
And I don't want people to think I'm dogging them. I support, and if I had unlimited funds, I would.
Yep.
I would get one. I think it would be fun and something to have, and certain we could wrench on it and toy with it. And
I'd wear goggles too.
See what you would wear.
Oh goggles. Yeah, 3/4 helmet and goggles.
Buddy, the studio dog would look good on that.
Vintage. He would goggles. Vintage, totally vintage, dude.
Yeah,
with a little leather helmet and goggles for Buddy.
It would be perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, that's the cat. Yeah. Perfect.
I'm getting Buddy the studio dog a Royal Enfield for Christmas.
Did we accomplish in this podcast what we set out to do?
I think so. I think that
I have no idea.
In closing, and we'll go around the room. My opinion, no, they're not gonna. I think this article's trumped up. I think it's a false narrative, like you said. I think that obviously they're trying to drum up support for Royal Enfield. I think Royal Enfield is fine. They have their market. I don't think they're going to blow Harley away in the U.S. I don't think Harley's that worried about them. Of course, I think Harley's making things like the 750 Street, not only for Royal Enfield, but other companies that are biting at their heels a little bit, trying to get a piece of that young market and get people exposed to Harley-Davidsons. I'm stopping there. What say you, Justin, in closing?
Very well put, sir. Very well put. I concur.
I agree.
That was 20%. That was kind of melodramatic there. We let it at the end.
Yeah,
I think we were supposed to have some drums and
there's no drum. I mean, it's a small market share that they're going to take. Harley is not going to lose.
No.
You have other companies that are trying to nip at Harley's heels with newer, large touring bikes.
Yep.
This small segment.
There's only one, actually. An Indian. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, good job, Ryan.
Okay.
Good. You're very eloquent.
Well, I try to be. I've done enough of these because I happen to be on every single show since the inception.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, that's why you're good at this.
That's to be on every single one.
Yeah, to get like practice.
And I'm running all this equipment, and I hope you guys like the new camera setup. I tried to fade in here and there when in between things, I would fade just on you guys.
Daryl didn't pick his nose the entire time either.
I thought about it, but I thought better.
Yeah. Here, let me do this. There we go. Put a little lower third action for you guys. But I tried to fade in between the cameras and stuff when I could. There you go. So here's the deal, live audience, and you guys will be listening to this later in podcast. We are based. What happened?
What? Really, Stephanie? I worked really hard at it, by the way.
What happened? You guys got to tell the audience.
Royal Enfield does not have enough power to haul those tank pillows we are sporting. I've never heard the term.
Who said that? Give him credit for God's sake.
Jeff Lanty.
Yeah, I butchered that name a couple times.
I have
already.
too. The tank pillow, dude. I'll give Jeff some credit for that one.
I worked hard at it.
Well played.
I'm old,
well played.
By the way. I earned it.
That's right, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Every time that subscribe button is hit, another biker joins the revolution. That's right. And here's what we're going to do. We appreciate you all being in the chat. Our huge audience right there, and a lot of people in the chat, a lot of people watching online. We're trying to give our patrons extra benefits because they do support us constantly, like all year. Like they pledge a certain amount per piece of content. We've got a lot of them. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this episode out here in a minute. We have a few more things to say. I would say get signed up as a patron. Here's what I'm going to try to start doing. So tonight, sometimes we go live 2 episodes and you all get to see it. Here's what we're doing. We are going to do another live episode, just like this one. And we're going to tag team off a much deeper subject into Harley and its current state and some of what people are saying out there in the market. And we're going to have a Skype guest, Matt Pass from California. He's going to be on via Skype, and I'm going to try to get it all set up. Don't shoot me if I don't do it right, because I'm going to try to do it right. So here's the instructions. It's going to be for patron members only. So if you out there are a patron, here's what you need to do. We're going to be live, hopefully right around 7:30, between 7:30, 7:35 tonight, right after this one. The way you can see it is if you're a patron member. You can sign into your patron account over at lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. Get signed into your account. I'm going to make a post about 7:30, 7:35 Pacific Standard Time. So you'll have to keep refreshing. Once you see that post, it will be a link. And you're the only people you'll be able to click through, and you'll be able to see live privately. It'll be a private broadcast to patron members only. So again, go to your patron account, get logged in if you want to stick with us, and look for that post. Keep refreshing. And 7:30, 7:35, we will go live for patron members only. I want to try to give you guys more benefits and behind the scenes that other people don't stuff, because you do pledge that certain amount per piece of content. And we need that foundation to keep going here at Law Abiding Biker Media. This is a nice little song that a member made for us. This is Pablo Calcerada. And I played it before as an outro song. It's a nice little outro song. He put it together. That's how involved our community is. There you go. So we're going to take it out with that, guys. And again, if you're a patron and you want to see the next episode and all that kind of stuff, well, we would love to have you over there. Again, it'll be a post in that patron community over there. You guys just go to the Law Abiding Biker, and you'll see all our posts, and I'll do a new post. And it'll be a link so that you guys can definitely watch it for free. We talked a little bit about bug slide, guys. Don't forget, don't forget to ride. Don't ride without the slide. Bug Slide, absolutely the best waterless motorcycle cleaner on the market. Bug Slide, tried and tested by the Law Abiding Biker crew. Yep, it is our #1 go-to waterless motorcycle cleaner. It cleans, shines, and degreases while removing bugs and other surface contaminants with ease. Use it on your motorcycle, car, boat, and more. Never need to wax again. The release agent in Bug Slide contains a UV filter for added protection. It's free of abrasive, guys, and it's safe on all non-porous surfaces. Yes, even that pesky Harley denim paint. We believe in it so much we carry it in stock right now in the Law Abiding Biker store. lawabidingbiker.com/store. Big Daddy Kane and Grant have it guaranteed. We sell the crap out of that stuff, and it's in stock. They're ready to ship it to you. Squid, nice job on your first one. We're going to do another one.
Thank you. Good job.
It'll be a patron live event. So let me put that down there. You got to go to, and that's the end of the song. All right. So I posted it down there, guys.
Nice.
And that's the link in the chat. If you're a patron, go over there. And yeah, apparently I didn't loop that song. Here, let me just play it again. And yeah, just hit that link up, guys. Get signed in about 7:30, 7:35. We're going to take a break here. And thanks all you out there in YouTube land right now that we're here in the chat and watching us live and all that, guys. All right. We'll see you over in the members only patron side. If you wished you could be there, get signed up as a patron, guys. That's how you do it. All right. We is out of here.
Oh, yeah. We're all done now. Make the song. Now the song can end.
Yeah, we're still live, though.
That's cool.